Hey friend, welcome. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jen. I'm a part-time online clothing reseller, which means I go to thrift stores, I buy used clothes, I list them on eBay and Poshmark, and hopefully sell them for a profit. Today I am at my local Goodwill. I am on day 6 of a 6-day Goodwill challenge. I am going to the same thrift store the same time every day for a week, except that's not entirely true. It is 4:20 actually, and I have to be home by 5 o'clock, so I need to hustle. I had a training this morning and wasn't able to be here when it opened at 9, which was my goal all week. This is not the first time that's happened, but that's okay. I'm still going with it. So my plan today is to go in. Black tags are the new tags this week, so I'm just gonna go through all the racks pretty quickly and look for the black tags, see if I find something good. Hopefully I'll find something good. And then hopefully I'll give a little car haul if I buy anything. And then I will meet you back at the garage because I'm gonna share some things that I've learned about myself, about thrifting, about my business while I was doing this challenge. So I'm gonna go in. Also, I wanted to tell you, this is a collab challenge with Gretchen, the Restless Thrifter. So after this video, make sure you go check out her video. It'll be linked in the description. She's fantastic. I'm guessing she's gonna find some amazing things. I can't wait to see what she finds too. So let's go thrifting. These are some of the items that I looked up. This was called Steel and Jelly. It did not have a good sell-through rate. That one is Suit Supply. It reminded me of something that I've heard in the past. They have it priced at $9.99, which is also an indicator if they have something priced up, their regular price being $4.99 for shirts, that maybe it's something interesting. This is a jean jacket that has, I don't know, the tag was kind of cool, and then it has dragonflies on it. Pretty cute. Well, that was a bust, and there's so many people around. It was so busy in there, I could not video at all. I felt super uncomfortable. That Suit Supply was, there were none sold and like 200 listed. So I'm not really sure why they had it priced at $10, but the other one did not have a good sell-through rate and was only selling for like $12. And then that jean jacket, there was none sold. There was one brand new listed for $55, but because there were no solds, I don't know. Didn't feel comfortable spending $10 on it on a whim. I'm not sure, maybe the whole like fairy core, I don't know. I feel like I'm not great with aesthetics to do style-based sourcing like that much, especially if I am taking a chance and have a larger risk on it. So bummer, nothing to show, but that's okay. I'll meet you back in the garage and tell you what I've learned this week. So I have 6 things here that I feel like I've learned through thrifting every day. The biggest thing is plans change. I would love to have been there at 9 o'clock every morning for a week, but clearly that didn't happen. And that's okay. Sometimes it's good to just roll with it. It's nice to be there at different times of day. It was definitely busier in the afternoon when I went than it was first thing in the morning. I learned a lot about my Goodwill in the way that it operates, and I think that that's good. For me, thrifting every day doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for my lifestyle. I could see if someone had, say another stay-at-home mom who was reselling, if, their kids went to school, they dropped them off at school, they pop into the Goodwill for an hour. That makes total sense to me. And I feel like that would be a really good way to thrift. But because my kids are home every day, it just was inconvenient for me to be out. So plans change, and it's good to just kind of roll with the punches. Second thing I learned, I'm slow. Sure, slow, like looking through the racks, but also comping took me forever. And I feel like that was the biggest chunk of time for me in the thrift stores, was taking the time to sit and comp through everything. All right, the third thing is I don't like Goodwill. I know that not everyone has choices. Thankfully, I do. Even though I live in kind of I call it a small town, but it's probably a bigger town or a small city, just depending on how you categorize it. Like, it's not huge. I should have looked up how many people live in my town, but I actually have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different thrift store options within like 20 minutes. Now, they're not all in my town. 3 of them are, but the other 3 are just close enough that I live in small town Indiana. Like, all the little towns are close to each other. So they're drivable, they're quick. To get to a larger city, it does take me a while to get there, like an hour. So I just don't like Goodwill. I have other options. It's the second highest priced in my town for most things. There's a Humane Society thrift store, and I feel like they are priced a little bit higher, but they have better like clearance sales. They don't do any other sales, but they do have clearance items. So I feel like that's better. I feel like I find BOLOs or like higher priced items, higher ASP type items occasionally at the Goodwill, but I also find them at the other thrift stores. And when I'm at the other thrift stores, I also can find more of my bread and butter items that I can pay $1 or $2 or $3 for versus $5 to $8 at the Goodwill, or even higher than that. So for me, because I have other options, I feel like it's more beneficial for me to go to the other thrift stores so that while I'm spending whatever amount of time I am at the Goodwill, I can also be finding those bread and butter items. Whereas when I'm at Goodwill, I'm trying to find things that are going to sell fast, really fast, that have a higher sell-through rate and also a higher average sale price. Okay, I don't like to film. I don't like the thrift with me's. It stressed me out. I didn't like people looking at me. It was uncomfortable. Maybe I need to get gadgets. Gretchen had this little one. She said it broke really fast. Maybe that was the other one. There was something that attached to the cart. I think that might make sense. I was using like books and sweaters, like propping my phone up, and I don't know, maybe having gadgets, maybe a GoPro, or man, the Meta glasses look like fun, don't they? I don't know. I also probably could be better at editing, right? I mentioned yesterday, I think, that I was trying to figure out how to put music underneath me thrifting, and I couldn't figure that out. And I could have spent time like looking up, like, how do I actually do this and learning that. But for me, that's not my focus right now. My focus is earning money on eBay, right? Well, my focus is mostly at home, but as far as like income producing type activities, like I need to be making money on eBay. And so to take the time to learn how to edit is like taking away time I could be researching something that I'm going to talk about here in just a minute, researching other styles or researching other like niches or categories. That was taking away time that I could be putting into reselling and focusing on editing for YouTube. That is not something I really enjoy doing anyway. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that matters to you, but that's just something that as I was thinking back through this kind of process, that those were some thoughts that came to mind. So the fifth thing, I need to get better at styles. I am not good at style-based sourcing. I do watch a couple different YouTubers that help. I am not really on any other social media. Like, I don't have Instagram or TikTok or anything. And I don't really want to, just because I get sucked into those and I don't want them to be a time suck for me. So, I'm fine with, usually when I watch videos, they're like on in the background of me doing other things as well. So maybe, you know, finding a couple other, maybe more fashion type YouTubers. A couple of people made some comments in the comment section about different types of people that I could follow to get those like styles, to get better at the styles that are popular. So the other thing that I think I learned is that it might be beneficial for me to learn another category. 98, 92, 98 or 92% of the items that I sell are clothes. That's what I know, kind of. But it might be beneficial to do some more research into shoes, into purses, and bags, and potentially even jewelry. That's actually one that's kind of interesting to me for some reason. I think it's because it's just small, but like my Goodwill doesn't even sell jewelry, and so that wouldn't be an option. And I'm trying to think if the other ones in my area do or not. I know one for sure does, but I don't know. Just, I think it would be good for me to learn another category. Maybe stuffed animals. The day that my daughter went with me, I was looking at this wall of stuffed animals, like so overwhelmed. And I have sold a couple of really good stuffed animals. I can think off the top of my head, there was a Star Wars figure that was like, I don't know, some kind of tertiary character that like I had no idea who he was, but he sold really fast. I sold some South Park figures for like $50. And then my best, it's not my best sale now, but like within my first year, the best sale that I ever made was a Disney, it was a purple bear. It was called, shoot, what was it called? I don't know. Excuse me. I randomly saw it and decided to look it up, and it sold for like $260. It was kind of insane. So after that experience, I started buying a lot of stuffed animals, and then I ended up with just a lot of stuffed animals that wouldn't sell. So maybe even stuffed animals as a category would be interesting to me. Maybe. I don't know. Stuffed animals are kind of, I look at that like wall of stuffed animals and get so overwhelmed to even, I talked about this quite a bit through the week, like figurines. Like it would take me a couple hours to sit and comp all of those to see if anything was even worth it. So I think I would have to kind of go backwards and maybe look on eBay to see what kinds of things sell for, I don't know, more than $20. I don't know. I'm not even sure how I would go about that, but yeah. So my question for you is, do you have a primary niche? Do you sell everything? If you don't, do you have a primary category? And then do you have a secondary category? And what is it? What do you love about it? And yeah, so that's my question. All right, that is it. I really, really want to encourage you, if you haven't, go watch all of Gretchen's videos. I've watched them this week. They're really great. Really good. She just does like, she's really great at editing. She's very personable. She's easy to listen to and watch. She found some really great things, and I'm excited to watch her video later tonight. That was my pause. I was like, it's actually like Saturday afternoon as I'm doing this. I had originally done these videos like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So it's actually like last minute me getting this together, because that's apparently how I roll now. But because of that, I'm able to say I've watched all of Gretchen's videos so far, and they're really good. And I think you'll like her. If you like me, you'll like her, I think. And I think she would say the same thing. So she finds some really cool things, and she's just easy to listen to. We tend to sell a little similarly, and yeah, anyway, I'll stop talking about her. I think she's great. So make sure you go check out the Restless Thrifter. Her video is linked in my description. Make sure you like my video before you leave and subscribe if you haven't. I do reseller content on the regular basis, Monday through Saturday. I upload a video, generally a ship with me video. So hopefully these few items that I found this week, hopefully they will be selling through the week, through this coming week and beyond. And you will be able to see what is actually selling, how much it's selling for, and yeah, I feel like that's just helpful. It's helpful for me to watch other people do ship with me or what sold videos so that I know what is actually selling so that I can buy those items as well. All right, that's it for me. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you. I'll see you soon.